Boy, that boy was throwing, boy.
Roach came up. Roach normally fights at 130. He came up to 135.
Hey, listen, they got a rematch. They got a rematch. That fight was good. And obviously, I've seen a lot of boxers come out and say, Tank lost. When I looked at the scorecard, I think maybe going into round 7, maybe 7 or 8, maybe 7, I think Tank was up on the scorecard.
I expected to see a knockout. I expected to see it come at the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis against a dude that I thought was undersized, that I thought was not on the same level.
Roach is not just your average everyday opponent. Roach is a person who knows Tank, who's been around Tank his whole life. This is a different fight. You can't put Roach to the side like that.
ESPN analysts, including Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe, talked about the rematch between GervontaDavis and Lamont Roach. They were surprised that the first fight ended in a draw instead of a knockout. They believe the rematch will have a much clearer winner since both fighters will make adjustments to prove who deserves the victory.
I expected to see a knockout. I expected to see it come at the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis against a dude that I thought was undersized, that I thought was not on the same level. And my God, was I wrong. So I thought it was apropos that on this particular day, more than a week after Lamont Roach showed up at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and let everybody know, yo, I'm no joke either. Y'all don't know who the hell I am. I'm here to reintroduce him to the world. A guy that many believe should be the lightweight champion of the world in the sport of boxing. The one and only Lamont Roach joins me right now.
Lamont Roach put on an impressive performance in the first fight, showing sharp skills and a smart strategy. Even though the fight ended in a draw, he proved he could compete at the highest level. In the rematch, Roach has a chance to improve his approach by focusing on speed and accuracy to secure a clear victory. If he makes small adjustments and stays calm, he can dominate the fight. His ability to learn and adapt will be key to proving he is the better fighter and leaving no doubt about his win.
That he cuts off the quadrants of a 12-rounder. Understanding what a 12-rounder and how to fight a 12-rounder is a skill that takes time. You have to go 12 a bunch of times. You have to be world-class guys. Being able to be a little busier for early on to make sure that you understand that you are the B-side. You need to make sure these judges absolutely know that a doubt in their mind that you won that round. Being a little more aggressive early on, letting hands go a little earlier. Putting the exclamation on the points in the early rounds the way they did it the later rounds, I think will make a big difference in how he could actually improve on what he did the first time.
Stephen A. Smith admitted he was wrong about Lamont Roach, saying everyone owes him an apology. He initially thought Roach was too small to fight GervontaDavis, but was shocked to see Roach look and fight like the bigger man. Roach stayed aggressive all night, taking Davis's best shots and firing back.
Stephen A. Smith admitted he was wrong about Lamont Roach and said everyone owed him an apology. At first, he thought Roach was too small to fight GervontaDavis. However, he was shocked to see Roach look and fight like the bigger man. Roach stayed aggressive all night, taking Davis's best punches and fighting back.
Rematch, that next game, what do you do that you didn't do the first time? Is that a valid question?
Well, I don't know if he pitched a shutout, but he definitely fought a perfect
game.
Perfect fight for him. For that fight, right? So above and beyond what we've ever seen from him, something that people who knew him and knew him personally knew that he has that in him, but being able to do it on the big stage underneath those lights, that's a whole different thing. He was able to do it. It was packed in there. It was 19,000. I was in the room. I mean, they were literally booing him when he was on the Megatron above the ring. So for him to walk into hostile territory, perform the way that he performed from beginning to end, I mean, I tip my hat. It was amazing. But in terms of pitching a shutout, I don't agree. It was a very, very close fight.
But what I mean by that is the perfect fight. Can he elevate from that?
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand. So in terms of can he elevate his performance? Yes and no. I don't think he can do anything that he was once he really found his rhythm better, because I think that would literally his catch and shoot, his rolling, his ability to catch those punches, his mindset when he did get touched, his ability to walk through. But I think he could be a little smarter in the way.
In the first fight, Lamont Roach exposed Gervonta Tank Davis for carefully selecting his opponents. For years, Tank has been accused of choosing fights that play to his strengths while avoiding tough challenges. This time, his strategy failed. Roach was well prepared and proved he was not an easy opponent. His discipline and smart approach showed that Tank's usual tactics wouldn't work against a skilled and strategic fighter.
That fight with Tank and Lamont Roach shows y'all how protected Tank has been for the past several years. And the people saying, oh, Tank know Lamont and he respected Lamont because they fought in the amateurs, man.
Shakur Stevenson analyzed Roach's performance and praised how well he executed his strategy. Since Stevenson had sparred with Roach before, he knew firsthand how skilled he was. Confident in Roach's abilities, Stevenson even bet on him to win the fight. While Tank is very fast, Stevenson pointed out that Roach's strong defense played a big role in stopping Tank's offense, making it a very
12 rounds of action. We go to the scorecards. Judge at ringside, Eric Marlinski scores about 115 to 113 in favor of GervontaDavis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both score the bout 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Let the reactions speak for themselves, Abner.
Tank was stunned by the decision. He's used to dominating opponents, knocking them out, and winning easily. But Roach didn't just survive, he went toe-to-toe with Tank. Many fans believe Roach was the real winner.
Clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So, that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And
Drama didn't end in the ring. As Tank walked backstage, thinking the night was over, Roach confronted him. Things escalated quickly, words were exchanged, chests bumped, and security had to step in before another fight broke out. The controversy revolves around Tank taking a knee in round 9. In boxing, if a fighter takes a knee without being hit illegally, it's an automatic knockdown. But the ref ignored it, no knockdown call, no point deduction. If it had been scored correctly, Roach would have won the fight.
Gervonta Tank Davis, he took a knee. Was that a knockdown? What's your thoughts on that situation in regards to his fight with Lamont Roach?
Regarding the fight, I think the fight was a great fight. You know, both them guys really came out there and put on a show. As far as the knee situation, I feel like it was a knockdown just based on the rules of boxing. Like, you take a knee. And he had got hit with a little, even though it wasn't hard, a little touch jab. And it hit him in the eye, too. So, and then he took a knee right after. So, I don't know. I would have called it a knockdown. But even with the knockdown, I don't think, I don't know. I said it was a knockdown, though. But.
So when Roach saw Tank backstage, he was understandably furious. Imagine fighting the biggest name of your career, holding your own, and then getting robbed in front of the whole world.
Honestly, that's how I train. I feel like one of my strong points is exchanging in the pocket. I have a very good eye, very good defense. I'm able to counter and return shots, and I think that's what I did very well. And honestly, I landed some of the bigger shots.
For Tank, this fight could seriously damage his reputation. He's known as a knockout artist, the guy no one can beat. But this fight exposed weaknesses that fans and fighters won't forget.
Tank Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover, boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in. Yeah, he fights to the levels of competition. Yeah, doing that a lot. And he gotta be careful of that. 2 fights ago, he was really doing that. You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
If people start thinking Tank gets special treatment from referees and judges, his image as a dominant fighter could fall apart.
have to go. The city is still buzzing over what transpired this past Saturday in Brooklyn, just a few miles from here with Tank Davis. You've been in the sport for a very long time. Can I ask your opinion on that controversy? Yeah. Should that have been a knockdown? Should it have been a 10-8 round? Should he have been disqualified for the towel on his face? What's your take on what transpired there?
Well, look, in any sport, you can take a timeout, right? You can, in football, timeout. Basketball, oh my gosh, something in my eyes.
Yeah.
Not in boxing. And there's 3 minutes for a reason. There's a referee for a reason. If you go by the rules and what the rules are in New York, then that should be a point because he took a knee.
Yeah.
Right? That should be an automatic point. You go to your corner, you're taking time off, and that should be an automatic point. So I thought the decision was okay. I think the decision was a draw was okay. The fight was an even fight. It was a great fight. I think Lamont Roach did a terrific job. And look, GervontaDavis is a great fighter.
Yeah.
He is a great fighter, but he met his match, Lamont Roach. So if I go by what had happened by the book, right, and the rules, then Lamont Roach should have won because a point should have been taken off of GervontaDavis. But who knows what the commission's going to do.
Yeah,
And this comes at the worst possible time for Tank. He's already dealing with legal issues and public drama with Floyd Mayweather. The last thing he needs is people questioning if he's still the top guy in the ring.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, his age is catching up to him. You know, his legs aren't there as he used to be. And, you know, he switched his trainer, you know. Could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, you know, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, you know. But hey, you know, Lamont Roach.
On the other hand, Lamont Roach's career just got a massive boost. Before the fight, many doubted if he could compete with Tank. But now, fans are backing him, saying he was robbed and deserved the win. Even without an official victory,
his
public
game to
opinion
another
is
level.
on his side.
What didn't he do in this fight that you felt he could have done and whatnot, and pretty much opened the fight up to being a draw?
Well, like I said again, they've been knowing each other since they were little. And Roach, he stepped up for the cause. He stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Tank history, I always sit there and tell you, I don't like knockouts. I like punishment. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes things got to happen to make you get back to where you belongs at. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good, skillful-ass fight. Skillful. Both of them want to take certain chances. Some of them take chances. You know what I'm saying? It was like we was on a boat and it was just like this, you know?
And the drama isn't over yet. There are talks that the fight result could be overturned due to the missed knockdown call. If that happens, Roach could get the last laugh. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next updates. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.